Okay, so let's start integrating our velocity. So it's fairly similar to what we've already done, but we need to do a couple of extra things. So let's copy and paste again, or let's maybe put this to manual so it doesn't auto update. So let's copy and paste one. And then what we want to do is, because if we look at our cache here, one for some reason it's erroring there because, well, it doesn't matter, I guess, anyway. Anyway, so if we middle mouse on our cache here, you can see your velocity is also split into 3 different velocities. So vel x, vel y, vel z. So what we need to do is we need to extract it separately as well. So let's type vel x and write it out as an attribute. So we want to keep it a float, even though velocity is a vector, has 3 components. We're going to extract these separately. So just type vel x. We're not going to type v.x. We're just going to make our own holding variable for this, and later we'll write it out to velocity. So I guess call this vel x. This one vel y. Let's say vel y, vel y. And then vel z, vel z. All right. So this will extract the velocity. Again, now we need to copy all of that stuff. So maybe let's move all of the stuff here a little bit down. Right, so let's copy vel x. Let's copy vel y. And then let's copy vel z. All right. And again, if you want to extract more attributes, you can just do it like this. Just keep adding, like if you want to extract rest, just do it like that, or whatever color, you can extract anything you want, just the same way, and then copying it back the way we are doing over here. Okay, so now we have this as a vel x, vel y, vel z. So let's check this is actually working. Right, so now you can just go in here. So now we need to write this out as actual velocity. So we have it as placeholder variables now. So we can just do it in a separate wrangle. Say that at v.x equals vel. So at vel x at v.y equals at vel y, and at v.z equals at vel z. Here we go. From the spreadsheet. So now you can see we have it as a regular velocity vector. So we should be able to visualize this. You can see we can visualize this now as velocity, so it's picking up. We don't actually need those other attributes anymore, so we can delete vel x, vel y, vel z. Maybe if there's some extra attributes on here that we also don't need, so we don't need any of this stuff. We probably delete all of that. That probably save up. Save some space as well, so you can see we would go from 75 megabytes to 57, so it's quite nice. So now we have this, and I found that I had better results making the velocity with a VDB. So not doing the volume sample, but actually doing it as a VDB. I had some issues doing it with the volume sample. Maybe when I was just testing it out, I just set it up wrongly, but what I ended up doing was still creating this one from a VDB. And then we also have some separate controls, because then what we have is we can have separate voxel control on our VDB, velocity VDB. And again, we probably want to keep the velocity VDB lower because we don't need it to be super high resolution. So what we could probably do is take VDB from particles, put it in there. Then we don't want to do a surface. What we want to do is we want to select an attribute. So we want to select the V, velocity attribute. We want the VDB name to be vel. We want it to be a displacement, velocity, or acceleration. and then it's going to be super slow. So maybe I want to cancel that, put it to manual. Probably we want to use the same point separation that we have there. So I have some problems with my keyboard all of a sudden. Okay. So let's copy and paste. No, not that one. Let's copy this. Paste it in there. Paste it in there. Paste it in there. We'll look. So this will be our velocity. Create vel. Middle mouse. So you can see as a VDB, this will be written out as just vel. What you could do is if you use convert VDB, we don't necessarily need to do that, but you can say VDB and we can say that so volume and split disjoint volumes. If you do that, you can see it splits it out as separate volumes again. Then if we middle mouse on this, so you can see this is a VDB now, so we probably want to keep it as a VDB. So probably what we need to do is we need to split disjointed volumes and then convert it back to VDB. Now we have a VDB with 3 separate elements. And what we could do is we can merge it in, because remember, these are just separate primitives. So you don't need to worry about integrating it into whatever voxel. They are just separate primitives. So now we can see we have all of our channels back. So if we go to our visualization, this still works. Let's just turn down the density a little bit. Now let's test out if we actually get velocity. So how we can test that out is by scattering some points. Remember we did this before with the volume trail. So just scatter some points in our density. So some scattered points. Now let's do volume trail. Let's plug it in there. And velocity volumes will be v dot star. Right. So you can see we get nice volumes here. And with this velocity VDB, we could, if we wanted to, we could downsample it, for example. Maybe we don't need as much resolution in that, so we don't necessarily need to do that right now. But let me just show you VDB resample. I think this will work, but maybe it doesn't actually. I'm not sure. Let's see if that actually works. So let's see. I don't really use this that much. I think I made it a lot higher resolution now. Yeah, you can see. So if I up this by 3, see we get a lower resolution VDB, and probably there's not that much difference. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of difference, but just so you know how that works. So we got proper velocity working now as well. So this is our rebuild volume. So this is our original volume and our rebuild volume. And this will also work on the high resolution, but it's just going to be a little bit slower, so we can try it out. I think I wrote the high resolution in the first, so let's have that cook. This is going to take a little bit longer because, yeah, there we go. So again, also has velocity. Let's check it out with the volume trail. Still works. Perfect. So with that out of the way, we can start putting this inside of our flip simulation. Oh, and by the way, this thing, of course, with the point deformer also still works. If we put it down, it will work better. You see, now we're doing it on a high resolution volume. This still works. Again, you could also do this noise stuff on a actual volume and change your volume shape this way, but because we need to go through flip, we need it to be points anyway. So yeah, let's head on over to the next step, which will be taking these points that we have. So that will be these points, and then pipe them through a flip simulation. And then when the flip simulation is done, we're gonna mesh those. Well, not mesh those, we're gonna convert those back to our pyro simulation. So let's start doing some flip simulation.